Tonight, an investigation by WHAS 11 News uncovers that both the state of Kentucky and you are being ripped off by some restaurant owners.
Here's what they do. They open and close many times under different names, and when they leave, they take your tax dollars with them. In fact, the state calls it a type of pyramid scheme. The I-Team's Adam Walser tracked down a one-time Louisville owner, now in Nashville.
Restaurants like Long's Buffet are popping up everywhere, thanks to America's love affair with cheap, tasty Chinese food.
Is this a family restaurant, or is it yours, or your family, or?
There are 41,000 Chinese restaurants in the U.S., more than all the McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger Kings combined. Most are small family ventures.
Is this your restaurant? How's it going so far?
This is Jin Chen. He goes by an American nickname.
Are you Tony?
Yes.
Tony operates Long's Buffet with his wife, Jin H Liu, or Gina, whose name is on the business license.
You Gina?
Long's Buffet has only been open for a few months, but as we uncovered, Tony and Gina have spent years in the restaurant business. They ran 3 restaurants in Louisville: King Cafe Buffet, Ocean Buffet, and Chinatown. They also operated Empire Buffet in Shepherdsville in recent years, before packing up and walking away from all of them. How did they do it? It turns out Tony, Gina, and Gina's sister, Jin X Liu, or Sue, have a lot of different names. In the documents we uncovered, Tony went by the name Zhu Jing with an X Chen, Zhu Jing with a Z Chen, Xing Chen, and Zhu Kai Chen. We also discovered that each time Tony, Gina, and Sue left the restaurants, they also left behind unpaid debts, totaling nearly $700,000 to banks, landlords, and suppliers, resulting in several recent judgments. On top of that, they also owe the Commonwealth of Kentucky nearly $88,000 in taxes they already collected on nearly $1.5 million in sales.
If they collect X number of dollars and get to keep the extra 6% in your example about sales tax, well, that's additional profit for them, or money in their pocket.
Matt Gillum with the Kentucky Department of Revenue says that what we discovered may be a trend experts call pyramiding.
Pyramiding typically would be a taxpayer who opens a business, runs it, doesn't pay his taxes, the business goes out of business, he turns around, opens either a similar business.
While it happens with many types of businesses, instances among Chinese restaurants appear high. When we type in the word China in the Secretary of State's corporation search website, the businesses in green are active businesses. Those shut down by the state are shown in pink. A similar search in Tennessee shows about 90% of Chinese restaurants there have also been dissolved. Many of the businesses switch operators multiple times or list the same operator with different names. But Tony appears to have masked his true identity completely. Records we found at the Kentucky DMV showed he received several traffic tickets in Louisville using a Kentucky driver's license number that doesn't exist. The address Tony gave police comes back to this empty lot in Chicago, and it has the wrong zip code. We discovered Tony and Gina actually used to live in this $270,000 house in Jeffersontown. Taxes have been paid in full, even though neighbors say they haven't seen anyone there in more than a year. Tony, Gina, and Sue now live in Tennessee, where they are running Long's Buffet. After using our hidden camera the first time we talked, we identified ourselves and asked about all the unpaid debts.
$324,000 here, $114,000 here. Lots and lots of money you guys owe.
Tony said we had the wrong people.
You're not Tony? You just told me you're Tony.
I'm Tommy.
Gina had a similar reaction.
You're not from Louisville? You didn't own a restaurant in Louisville? Never lived in Louisville? Why does your van have Louisville tags on it?
The expired Kentucky tag on the Long's Buffet van is registered to Jin Chen. Tony.
You never owned King Cafe Buffet?
No.
You sure? Never heard of that?
Never.
Never heard of it.
Tony forgot that we met before at King Cafe Buffet. I was working on a story there 3 years ago.
You hire people out of New York, or where do you
we hire in the
agencies?
Yeah.
And we've discovered this is not the only restaurant that the debtors have opened. There are 2 other locations, one in Cookeville, another in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We obtained these accounting documents, which purportedly show that Long's Buffet averages more than $2,000 a day in sales. Another record we received indicates Gina, Tony, and Sue pay themselves more than $6,200 each month. But new liens and lawsuits for thousands of dollars in unpaid debt have already started in Tennessee. And the U.S. Small Business Association recently granted Long's Buffet a low-interest $117,000 Small Business Association loan, paid for with your tax money. As for the money Tony, Gina, and Sue owe to Kentucky,
It'd be very difficult to collect.
Now, coming up at 11, we'll introduce you to a contractor who says Tony and Gina tried to cheat him out of $18,000 worth of construction work he did at Long's Buffet. And we'll tell you why officials say it's hard to go after Tony, Gina, and Sue to get back the money owed to our state, even though we told them exactly where to find them.
As you said, very difficult to collect. Thank you,
Very
Adam.
interesting tracking them to Nashville. We'll